Okay, class, we are going to show you double sampling now. Double sampling is for biomass, and it's for biomass of herbaceous plants, mostly grasses. You know, you could only put the grasses in if you're only interested in them, but we're going to put grasses and forbs when we come across forbs. It's really dry and there aren't very many forbs, but we'll get to that in a minute. The first thing that you do with double sampling is go out into your pasture and look around, try to find some sites that represent the least amount of forage and the most amount of forage and everything in between, and mark those. So what we've done here, this we've got labeled as number 1. It's our number 1 because there's just not much forage there. You know, when we come back and clip, we're going to have just a little bit to clip right here. And so we marked that number 1, and then we saw this big clump over here, and we called it number 5. And so number 5 pretty much represents the most forage that we could have in a little spot right here. All right? And then I think it's easiest to go to number 3 from there. So now you're looking for something in between the most and the least, and our number 3 is back over there. So here's our number 3. It's kind of in the middle.
Jeez. My bad.
Sorry, it's okay. Here's our number 3. There's our number 4. Now that we've got a number 3, we can pick something between it and number 5, and we call that a 4. So here's our number 4. And here's our number 2 over here, sort of halfway between 1 and 3. And it's not going to be perfect, but they should, you know, sort of make sense as to which one is which. And this part at first really is just for sort of calibrating your eye. Now we know what's about the least amount that we can expect, what's the most that we might be able to expect, and the different values in between. So now that you know that, and you leave those there, now that you know that, you walk your transects. So again, here we are at South Pasture, and there's our baseline. We would just run transects through the pasture. And say every 100 paces, you would just stop and look down at what's right in front of your feet and call it a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. And that's all you've got to do at this point. And so now, these 5 are the ones that we marked, and we're going to come back to in just a minute. But now, as you're just walking transects, you stop every 100 paces or 50 paces, whatever spreads you out through the pasture, and you're just going to write down what you see. First we hit a 3, then we hit a 2, then we hit a 1, then we hit another 1, then we hit a 4, then we hit a 5, and so on. So now this column is just going to be a row of 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s. Okay? Now, come back to these first 5 that we marked and labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we have to clip them and put them in a bag and take them back and weigh them. So we're going to clip number 3. Okay. So I'm going to have Joey clip number 3 while I'm sort of describing how that works. And you see how he just kind of tossed the frame down in that spot that we marked, and the 3, our little label is right there in the middle. So he's going to clip and put it all in the bag. And there are different ways you could do this. So say you're wanting to know fuels for a fire. If you're getting ready to do a prescribed burn, you want to clip everything because everything is going to be fuel. But say you're just wanting to know forage for cattle, that's a little harder in conditions like this where we're so dry. Forage for cattle is really just the good green stuff. So you would come in and just grab the green stuff and ignore all the dead crap that they don't want to eat. Okay? So keep in mind what the objectives of your exercise are. Are you trying to figure out forage? Are you trying to figure out fuel? What are you trying to figure out? Are you trying to figure out how much you grew since last year? Maybe there was a burn last year and now you want to know how much you grew in that year. Clip everything. So you just clip like that, and that's good. You don't clip, obviously all the way down to the ground. We have just a lot of dry thatch out here, but that's okay. So we're done clipping. On the bag, you would mark that with your Sharpie. You would mark that as your number 3 so that you know, and you would do that for all 5 spots because we're going to use these weights later. So we're not going to clip all 5, but you're going to do the same thing for all 5. Perfect. And you can put your initials on it. You can put the date. Initials are good if you're putting it in like a shared space to dry so that everybody knows whose is whose. Okay, so Joey, hold this sheet up for me again. So we have to wait a few days to be able to fill these things out. But this one says the dried weight of your quarter-meter sample. Once we would take this back, if you have, if you're lucky and you have a drying oven, it's only going to take you a couple of days. But if you're just setting it in your office to dry, it might take 2 weeks or so. Then you write down the weight, and they should, if you eyeball them correctly, they should, weigh more as you go up from 1 through 5. Then what you do is multiply by 40 if you clipped quarter-meter sections. The first 4 converts it to a meter square, and then the 10 converts that from grams per square meter to kilograms per hectare. So if we just multiply this whole amount by 40, that takes it from our dried quarter meter weight to kilograms per hectare. And then again, now we have to convert kilograms per hectare to pounds per acre, and I don't know that off the top of my head, so I'll have to tell you that later. But anyway, tune in next week. Yes, tune in next week for converting kilograms to pounds. But anyway, this is the easy part that we do in the field. Now, double sampling is actually a 2-part exercise. Once we've done this, now we can take all of these measures and figure out an average for the entire pasture, and we do that with a linear regression. That's one of the reasons why we've learned how to do a simple linear regression. So there will be a second step to this that you do in the office, and I'll talk to you more about that later, but this is the part that we do in the field, and that's it. That's all there is to it.